Flexibility is underrated. I'm watching the Miami Heat. I don't know what they are historically, but there has never been a team in this league, ever, including Jordan's Bulls and Magic's Lakers, that was this flexible. LeBron plays 4 positions. Battier 3, Bosh 3, Wade can play 3. You got 5 guys who can play point. Flexibility is massively underrated. Hi, it's Colin Coward. Tune into The Herd weekday, 10 to 1 on ESPN 100.9 FM.
Baseball time! Dive into fun with the Loons and relive exciting moments in Michigan sports history with the Michigan's Legends Series ticket package presented by Mid-Michigan Health. Enjoy 6 Great Lakes Loons games, 4 appearances by Michigan sports luminaries, and 2 stadium replica giveaways. Best of all, the Michigan Legends Series ticket package is just $54. Call 989-837-BALL to reserve your Michigan Legends Series ticket package today. That's 989-837-BALL. Dive in! It's Loons baseball time!
I'm Mike Greenberg.
And I'm Mike Golick. Wake up with us, Mike and Mike in the morning.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on ESPN 100.9 FM.
Your local sports leader.
South Bend going to lefty Will Laconte to try to stop the bleeding. Left-hander will face the left-handed hitting Corey Seager. Numbers this year for Laconte, 0-1 with a 6.19 ERA. 17th appearance, 16 innings. So he's got exactly 1 inning per appearance. 18 hits, 10 walks, and 16 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .290 against him. Something may look for him to go a little bit more than that 1 inning per appearance here, with the Loons ahead 15-0 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. This pitching change is brought to you by J.E. Johnson. J.R. Bradley done after an inning and 2/3, 7 hits and 7 runs, all earned. 3 walks, 1 strikeout. The starter, Brad Allen, gave up 8 runs all earned over 2 innings. So a couple of very tough lines for the first 2 pitchers used by Mark Haley.
Loons Baseball brought to you by Chemical Bank, the official bank of the Great Lakes Loons. Chemical Bank, celebrating 95 years of community banking. Not a good night for you if you have South Bend pitchers on your fantasy baseball team.
Your Midwest League fantasy baseball team.
We should do that.
One of those up, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. First pitch to Corey Seager is low and away. It's amazing the ideas that will come out of a 15-run ball game. We got to do this thing. Let's get all the broadcasters involved.
There's just so much player movement. That's going to make it tough.
Hey, but that's a part of it. You got to judge. Well, is this guy going to stay in the league all year, or do you think there's some volatility involved? It's a part of the ranking. 1-0. Pitch outside and a smooth behind-the-back move from Rodriguez, transferring the ball from his glove to his throwing hand. 2 on for the Loons, 2 outs. They lead 15-0.
I'm sure if there's anybody that'll put together a spreadsheet for it, it'd be you.
I thought you were going to say Jesse Goldberg-Strassman.
No.
He'd write a book about it.
He would write about it.
The 2-0. Inside.
Slavko and Cousins would tweet about it.
Cousins would tweet about it while watching Ultimate Frisbee.
We got to talk to him about that. How do you prepare for Ultimate Frisbee?
No, it's interesting. You really should talk to him. 2 outs to the 3-0. That's a knee-high strike. Mike Cousins, the voice of the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, was calling the Ultimate Frisbee National Championships, I believe, on ESPNU a week and a half ago or so.
National Collegiate Championships.
Right, yeah. And he had never played, never watched, didn't know a single thing about Ultimate Frisbee prior to getting that assignment from the worldwide leader. The 3-1. Seager takes a strike just below the belt on the inside corner, and the count's full.
Good news for Mike was there were no bats.
That's right.
No, the flying bats, not the flute bats.
For you college basketball fans or Sports Center fans, you remember Mike was the voice of the Marquette basketball game, which the bats entered the gymnasium earlier this year. The 3-2. Swinging a foul back as Seager allows us to talk about Mike Cousins for at least another pitch.
What a great basketball player he is.
Maybe. That's debatable.
By the way, we've got a new player that will be playing with us Wednesday and Thursday. Ben Chiswick is bringing his high tops with him.
Good.
Voice of the West Michigan Whitecaps.
Good.
Will be appearing at the Midland Community Center Wednesday and Thursday mornings.
The 3-2. Swinging a ball fouled away in the box. Someone really wants us to just talk about what we're doing in our free time here. So what would Ben Chiswick's role be in the fantasy baseball league as far as...
Oh, I thought you were talking about his role on the basketball court. I'm guessing he's a guard.
Oh, yeah, I heard he's pretty good from downtown. That's the word on the cahier.
Yeah.
Full count, 2 outs. Meanwhile, 15-0 Loons. Back to other stuff.
Maybe he'll guard Sam.
Ooh, I don't know. Sam could bang him around. Sam's pretty thick and strong.
Guard Neal?
I think so. Good matchup. The runners go. The payoff pitch. High and tight. The inning continues. Seager draws a walk. And the Loons will send 10 to the plate at least here in the inning. Coming up is Aaron Miller. Miller has 4 RBIs tonight, and he can really add to that total.
Is this the Miller Lite inning?
You know, I think every inning that Aaron Miller hits is a Miller Lite inning of some sort. I don't know if this is the Miller Lite Grand Slam inning. It could be. I was too busy trying to count up all this action in the scorebook. First pitch, and that's a strike over the outer half. I'd imagine that Chris Kleinhaus-Schultz, Hank First's partner, Bowling Green, would be pretty good at the fantasy league. The 0-1. Breaking ball. That one hangs on to the outside corner. Nice pitch from Laconte. Good lateral movement. And it counts 0-2 to Miller with 2 outs and the bases full of Loons. Taylor at third. He singled home a run earlier in the inning. Ogle at second. He walked. Seager at first. He walked. The 0-2. Swinging a bouncer. Foul. First base side.
You know, I know a lot of the fantasy baseball leagues, some of them go National League only or American League only.
Right.
What if we only went East Division only? Because we don't see the West Division very much. You know, and we've got a tight bond with our Eastern Division radio brethren. I think maybe we go Eastern Division only fantasy baseball.
I'm serious. I think that would be fun to do next year. I really do. Get that sponsor.
We got the man in here to do so.
Exactly. I was hoping you'd hear that. The 0-2. Low, and the count's 1-2 to Miller.
Normally when you say the S word, Jay's ears just light up. Sponsorships? What? What? Can I put money on this?
That or a Georgia athlete.
Herschel? What?
Man, I haven't gotten a text as quickly on a player as I did when I mentioned Geno Atkins' name the other day. The text said one thing, 5 letters, dogs. 2 outs, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball in the dirt. Rodriguez keeps it in front, steps on the plate, and that ends the Loons inning. But a productive one again. 4 on the board in the 4th, 15 total. We go to the 5th, 15-0 Loons on ESPN 100.9 FM.
Summer's in full swing, and so are the Twilight Specials at Bucks Run Golf Club in Mount Pleasant. Play one of the top courses in the state for less after 3 p.m. with Twilight rates starting at...
Loons twice this season, prior to tonight, had scored 13 on the wrong side of tonight's game. Silverhawks have 2 on with a new record for largest margin of victory. 15-1, the Loons lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Loons baseball brought to you by Tri-County Equipment. Working harder, doing more. TriCountyEquipment.net. The Loons have scored 3 runs, at least, in each of the first 4 innings, which they've hit. 3 in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the 4th. 16 hits have helped the Loons' cause. And Jeremy Rafton will lead things off in the bottom of the 5th against Will Laconte. Rafton 2 for 3 with a single and a double. First pitch from the southpaw to the righty. Misses, ball 1. The Loons sent 10 to the plate in the 4th inning. The first inning which they've hit around so far tonight. The 1-0 is outside. Jose Capion single, followed a James Baldwin double. With those 2 players getting hits, all 9 starters have at least a hit for the Loons. Rafton swings 2-0 and fouls one away to the right. The count's 2-1. And that's incredible, Brad. You'll have games where all 9 starters get at least 1 hit. That happens. But for it to happen in the middle of the 4th inning is insane. It is. The 2-1 is low and away.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. We got that guy for South Bend who looks like he's 10 years younger than he is warming up. He's a lefty. I always always look at him when he's near the dugout and think, are you a player? Are you a bat boy? The 3-1's outside, and Rafkin draws a walk. The Loons have their leadoff man on in the bottom of the 5th. And Brad, can we continue diving into this box score from the Loons' 18-run game, which is the most runs they've ever scored in a game in the franchise history? There's some interesting names and stories here.
Wade Miley started that game for South Bend. He made it to the big leagues. 6 runs in 3 innings, half of them earned. D. Gordon started at shortstop. Jaime Pedroza was the DH that day. He's now with the Braves in Double-A. If Baldwin takes a strike, it's interesting. Jaime Pedroza and Kyle Russell were both on that 09 Loons team. They're now both with the Braves with Double-A Mississippi. And I believe Gary Ingram is their hitting coach, as a former Loons hitting coach.
Baldwin swings and fouls a 1-strike pitch away at the plate. The count's 0-2.
Most hits that day belonged to former Loons utility infielder Joe Becker, who had hits in his first 4 at-bats playing second base, giving Pedroza's glove the day off, allowing him to DH. Esteban Lopez, now the short season Ogden hitting coach, was the catcher, and it went 3 for 5.
The 0-2's high to Baldwin. It counts 1-2 to the center fielder. He's got a double and a walk.
Triple-A Albuquerque's Nick Buss went 2 for 5 with a run scored.
Ground ball to first. Gloved by Bell. He goes to second for 1. Back to first. Not in time, and he gets by both Silverhawks in the area. Baldwin is sent tumbling up the line as he ends up rolling around on the grass portion of the right field line just past the infield dirt. He looks like he might have clipped the foot of one of the Silverhawks in the area. You had Bell, who was trying to get back to first to complete the double play. The pitcher Laconte was in the area as well. They got by both of them, but no error because Baldwin is unable to advance. And the ball did not leave the field of play. It bounced off the screen that protects Loons players in front of their dugout. So it's simply a 3-6 fielder's choice that puts Baldwin on with 1 away for Jose Capion.
And that was almost that play, I can't remember who it involved in the big leagues, but where the pitcher caught the ball on the throw reverse, because both the pitcher and the first baseman were right there near the bag. None of them ended up catching it, but they had that strange play in the big leagues like that.
Swinging first pitch, Capion fouls it away. It involved Mitch Moreland, the first baseman who did not catch the ball, and Justin Grimm, the pitcher who did catch the ball off the bag, but he mysteriously had a ghost foot on the bag because he was credited with the out. 1 out, 1 strike to Capion. Loons leading 15-1. Laconte's pitch. That's a hard-biting breaking ball that forces Cappy to go around on an attempted check swing. The count's 0-2. We got a trivia question coming up here in a second. And we'll give it after this at-bat. Although there's so many just golden nuggets in this box score. Huge lead for JB. They're not holding him on. The 0-2. Swinging a high chopper. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it kicks foul, and it goes into the bullpen.
We looked at Alfredo Silverio is with the Marlins and on their disabled list. He was taking the Rule 5 draft pick, but is currently on their DL. He had that concussion in a car accident in the Dominican Republic last year and ended up having to get Tommy John surgery too.
The 0-2. Cappy takes high, and it counts 1-2 to the 9th place hitter for the Loons. Team's leading 15-1, 1 out at the bottom of the 5th.
But he hit a 3-run home run in that game. The umpires were Tyler Wilson and Taro Hamano. Remember that as being one of the weaker crews in the league that year? But Hamano did not speak any English.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Laconte gets Cappy chasing. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
And that was a very interesting pairing. I believe Tyler was maybe from Kentucky, and you had Taro Hamano, who was really struggled with his English and was still kind of learning the language and the culture.
All right, so lineup card bingo begins. Malcolm Holland in the game for Robbie Garvey. Holland in for Garvey. And with Holland's versatility, I imagine it's a strong likelihood it's a straight substitution, and Holland will go into left field, but we'll wait till the top of the 6th to finalize that.
Razor did the exact same thing in West Michigan yesterday with the Loons at a big lead.
And he told Malcolm during batting practice, Malcolm had a good round. I'm getting you in the game tomorrow. You come to the park ready to play. He was really happy with the way Malcolm was swinging the bat. First pitch to the switch hitter, batting from the right side, is outside. So Garvey ends with a 3-for-3 night. A walk mixed in with 2 singles and a double, 4 runs scored, 1 RBI, 2 stolen bases. The 1-0 is low. That is a pretty good line. And Garvey's night comes to an end. Holland on the season has a batting average of 200, 23 hits and 115 at-bats. Balloons trying to score a run in their 5th straight frame. 2 outs, Baldwin at first. He's not going anywhere. The 2-0, and that's low.
With Silverio, by the way, he's on the 60-day deal for the Marlins, but when he gets healthy, the Marlins have to either activate him at the big league level or offer him back to the Dodgers.
The 3-0 pitch. Holland takes a low strike, and the count's 3-1.
Yeah, he was a Rule 5 guy, so that's what they would have to do.
And it's just for the first year, correct? Where you have to... Now, does that get pushed back if the guy spends the entire season on the DL?
I believe so.
The 3-1. Strike 2.
That's a 15-1 strike right
That
there.
That is a Little League strike, a 15-1 strike. But a strike in this game, because it is 15-1, Loons are leading, and the count's full to Holland. So Baldwin will casually go on the pitch. He's just kind of walking in the middle of nowhere. 3-2, in the dirt, ball 4. All right, so let's get to the trivia question.
Better late than never.
Yeah, we got, eventually. As Mark Haley comes out to the mound, and I think we might have a pitching change, so let's fit this one in. 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history, Brad, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, have finished a night with a line of 7 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 7 runs allowed, earned or unearned, doesn't matter, just 7 runs allowed, 7 strikeouts recorded. 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 7 strikeouts. They hit jackpot. Who are the only 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, to finish with that line? Now, the other parts of the